What would you do if someone had no equity, but they still wanted some money to move out? They don't really have motivation. Maybe they say to you, well, why wouldn't I just get foreclosed on? I don't really care. I don't have any equity in the property.
The biggest thing with a foreclosure is that it's going to affect your credit and you're not going to be able to buy for pretty much 7 years. So it's hard to recover from that. And so if you're thinking you're going to be able to purchase, you're going to be delayed. And so one of the advantages that we have is called a short sale. So we're able to negotiate with a bank your price of the house. So let's say you owe $250,000, but the realistic market value is 180,000 on the house. So we'll go negotiate with the bank. We apply for the process, and it's a standard regulated process. So every time is the same. They're going to come out and do an appraisal on the property, and then the bank will get a value on that, and then we proceed with an offer at that level. And so the bank has these processes where we're allowed to negotiate a moving or relocation fee is what they call it, and that can be up to $10,000. So we're able to get you money to move to a new place. It also buys you time because generally when we're doing a short sale, it means a foreclosure is going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. And so you're able to extend your stay at the house while this whole process is going. And then it's not going to affect your credit as much as a conventional foreclosure.
And how long does the short sale process take? And do you have to make payments during that time? Are there any fees? Are there any penalties?
The great thing about a short sale is there's no fees upfront to you at all. It's all handled by the bank. And while we're negotiating, you can stay at your house. So it's able to allow you to even save up money while you're going through this whole process. No
Yeah, it's a pretty
payments.
good option for people who don't have any equity in their house, trying to buy some time, figure things out.
It's the best solution for people that are underwater, hands down. A home buyer is not going to pay you more than a bank because if they bring financing to the table, they're going to have a bank that's going to go out there that's going to do their mortgage. They're going to get an appraisal on it. Appraisal is going to not match. So nobody can buy it except going through this process.
What would you say to someone who said, "Hey, I'm just going to sign my house back to the bank. I'll do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. They can cancel the auction, and I don't want to deal with the house anymore."
Definitely don't do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. It's pretty much the same thing on your record. And so you're not going to benefit from it. It's going to affect you the same way on your credit. And the only person that wins in that scenario is the bank because they don't have to pay an auctioneer, go through that whole process.
A lot of the times people's equity gets wiped out when they try to do a loan modification. They don't realize that the bank is still keeping you on the hook for everything you're delinquent. They think, oh, it went away, like a short sale almost. That's why short sale is so much better. Obviously it's two different situations. One is with equity, one is without.
The other thing that we got to talk about with a loan modification is the time element. You need 35 days from a foreclosure date for the bank to even consider a loan modification. And, I've seen so many people that they mess up their loan modifications. They forgot one signature or name somewhere. The bank will reject it and then they'll get back to you at day 30 and now you're out of time. And so you're going to be in a situation where you're running out of time. And a short sale is the same process as well. So you either choose one or the other a lot of times with the sellers that we're talking about. And, a short sale is a much better option for a lot of people. The only time I'd recommend a loan mod is if something happened to them where they, for a set amount of time, maybe they had an accident or they lost a job and they have great income and they just need help to get back on. We definitely encourage a loan modification at that point, but most people get rejected in a loan modification and you're holding on to an idea, which is going to send you straight to a foreclosure. During the short sale process, it's actually really easy. We take care of all the paperwork for you. We get what's called a third-party authorization. So we talk directly on the bank on your behalf. And the advantage is we're on the phone every day with banks. We know how they operate. We know what laws they have to follow. And they also know when you're a homeowner dealing with them, they know you don't know any of the laws. And so they won't send you documents when they're supposed to. They know you don't know how to write them up. We have the ability, if the bank doesn't follow process, we will report them for mishandling a short sale process. And that dings them. It hurts them. And so those are the kind of advantages working with a professional company to handle a short sale is going to protect you in the long run. And you're not expected to do anything. All you have to do is sign the paperwork and let us handle the appraisal, the negotiation, and help you negotiate that 10,000 relocation fee because that's important. Banks will not give you that unless you ask for it and you demand for it and you have the ability to have a backbone with them.
Do all short sales get approved, or is it just kind of like a loan modification where you hope that it works out, but you could be in the same situation in a couple months?
An important thing to know is it's still an approval process with a short sale. We do everything in our power to demonstrate the case for the bank. So you go through an application process. We show the hardship you're going through, and there is a chance that you may not get approved for a short sale, but the chances of getting a loan modification approved compared to a short sale is night and day. Most of the time, it's the bank just wants to get the appraisal and see where the property's valued at, and then we'll know whether we have a high chance of getting approved or not. Wouldn't you agree, Jordan?
The success rate, if you really want to put a number on it, it's probably about 75, and maybe when you're working with us, more like 85, 95%. The short sales we see get declined. It's when we can't get the information we need in time and we're not able to file everything right away. And then we have to restart over again. And then if we have to restart over again, the bank's less likely to be willing to work with us.
I'd agree. If we have seller cooperation, they're willing to sign the documents on time, send us access to the property keys, and having the right realtor as well. That's another component of all this. So it's a team that makes this successful.
And how does it work from the point of, okay, the bank's willing to do a short sale? Do they send someone out? How does that work?
Yeah. So once the bank receives the application, the next step is sending an appraiser out there. And so they'll get the value of the property. And then that's where we come in as part of our negotiation. And we'll talk with the bank. We work back and forth. They may get a high appraisal back, and it's disadvantage to the short sale. And so we negotiate with the bank saying, hey, look, these are the things, and this is why it's valued. And we work with a realtor. So we're able to show the value of the property and where it needs to be at for the deal to work for everybody. And then the bank will pay the realtor fees. They'll pay a negotiation fee, a relocation fee. That all comes out of that value.
What happens if the bank's valuation is higher than the short sale offer?
And so that gives us the opportunity to challenge the value in there. And we're able to go and bring contractors, show the value of the repairs needed to match that. And so we're able to take that to the bank. And then most of the time we're successful in that.
Cut your losses, move on. I know buying a house and selling a house, it's very emotional. Try to put emotions aside and set yourself up to get back on the right track.